And we are going to be talking today about why routines do not always work for autistic kids. When we are taught how to promote language development in autistic kids, especially younger kids, one of the number one approaches we are taught is how to use routines. And the problem with that is that autistic kids need different types of routines than neurotypical kids. And let's talk about why that is. Number one, because there is a difference between neurotypical joint attention and autistic joint attention. Okay? Neurotypical joint attention, we are playing with a child. Usually we call their name and they look at us, and then we look at a toy and then they look back at us. And it's very easy sometimes to get into that back and forth state of interaction. With autistic kids, their joint attention is different. And what I mean by that is that a lot of times their joint attention might look like us being side by side playing with a toy together. They might hand us something without looking at us in the eye. So major differences, at least we know, in eye contact. And the problem is that if we have this unrealistic goal in our head, because it's not the right goal, because that's not the right goal for the right child, then it's kind of like we're chasing this eye contact that we may or may not ever get, and we don't want to force because we don't want to teach our kids that they have to comply. We don't want to teach masking, all of this, right? So the other thing that makes it tricky with autistic joint attention is that a lot of autistic kids have this ability to hyper-focus, which I think of as an incredible strength. Like, I wish I had that. Okay? I feel like that is a massive strength. And that is great for kids when they are at home or they are engaging in independent play. That can be hard for us when we are in speech therapy sessions where we're supposed to be interacting with our kids. So what happens a lot is that we want to honor their autonomy. We want them to get to choose what to play with. And we just don't know how to turn that hyper focus into back and forth interaction. But back and forth interaction is where we need them for our speech therapy sessions, because that's how we're going to get them learning. Okay. So number one, a huge reason why a lot of routines don't often work for autistic kids is because of these differences in joint attention. And a lot of the times it just takes more to get our autistic kids into this back and forth flow. It might take more high affect, more enthusiasm, using their interests. There's just a lot of other variables there. Okay, the second thing, and this is a big one, biggest, number one reason I would say that routines tend to fail in autistic kids, or can fail, is that they do not think about their sensory needs at all, ignore sensory needs. Okay, and I don't necessarily mean ignore like they're doing it on purpose, but they're just not considering their regulation. And we know that we need a child to be regulated to communicate with us. And if you guys have been on my trainings and you have heard me talk about the language staircase, I talk about how we first have to build regulation, then we build engagement, and then we can build communication, because all of those things depend on each other. And a lot of these routines, they just consider communication, and a lot of them consider engagement too. I'll give them that. That's what it's for. And sometimes routines consider only engagement to the point where they're actually not thinking about communication or regulation. So it's just this middle step. And then that just turns into like entertaining a child and getting them to play with us, but we're not actually teaching them. Okay, but in order for a routine to be successful with autistic kids, and in order for us to get what we really want to get out of our session, we have to think about all three of those. We have to think about how can we get them regulated? What kind of sensory input do they need to be regulated? And then how can we get them engaged? Meaning, how can we get them in this back and forth flow of interaction? And then the third step is communication. We have to strategically place opportunities for building communication. This is the number one strategy that I teach to parents because it makes a huge difference. I have seen kids who go from kids who come in and I just majorly struggle to get them to engage with me, to kids who are so connected and learning so much language just based on using routines. So routines can make such a massive difference in your sessions. And if you're not already using routines that focus on meeting sensory needs, then that is going to be your missing component. And I'm telling you, once you can identify what a child's sensory needs are and you can start bringing that into your routines, it makes such a big difference. And if you are parent coaching a lot, especially, this is gold because it's something that you can teach to parents. So tomorrow, I am going to be teaching this. I'm going to be teaching you guys exactly how to build routines for autistic kids, how to figure out what their sensory needs are, and then integrate that into these routines. So not only are you going to be getting this awesome training tomorrow when I'm live, like we are right now, but you are also going to be getting my blueprint for building routines of your own. And this is a blueprint that you can take, you can individualize with all of your clients. It's very repeatable and it's something that you will be able to use moving forward. Okay, so this is the first live training of many for my paid subscribers. So if you have not upgraded to a paid subscriber, this is the perfect time. It's $9 and you will get access to this training, or you can stay with us and you can keep coming to these trainings every month. We are so excited to get you this information. This is truly some of the most valuable information that I have taught that I don't think I've ever taught publicly, but it's something that I use so much. So tomorrow it's going to be at 10 a.m. PST. And if you can't make it, you will get the replay. So if you are a paid subscriber, there will be a section on my page where you're able to access anything in the archive. So any old trainings that we've done. So if you've missed it, you'll be able to get the replay, but I would love for you guys to be here live. I cannot wait. Super excited for us SLPs to be over here on this platform because I think that it's just going to change the way that we are able to learn and support our clients ultimately. So tomorrow, routines-based training going to be at 10 a.m. Pacific time. Upgrade to a paid subscriber to come. Elizabeth says, can't wait. Selena, yes. Oh my gosh, it's going to be so much fun. Can't wait to see you guys here tomorrow. All right, everyone. Have a great rest of your day.